Hello and welcome to Tarot Space. This video is going to be exciting because this video is going to be a bit different. I'm not doing tarot cards, I'm not doing any kind of things because in this video, we are going to focus towards what exactly healing is, what exactly trauma is, and how to heal, what to do, what not to do, how trauma affects you, and everything in detail. So, yes, are you guys excited? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel because definitely we are going to connect through energies, and with your energies, I'll come to know what exactly you need from me. So let's get started. Let me give you a brief description how I came up to record this video. So I just woke up in sometimes back and I've started recording this video at 11 a.m. And when I woke up in the morning, I was trying and I was struggling a lot with my anxiety and thoughts. I was having a severe anxiety on my solar plexus and my heart chakra. And suddenly I heard spirit guides tell me that use your notes. Yes. So use your notes means these are the notes that I have. And these are the notes that I created while I was basically trying to understand what trauma is. And I was basically trying to understand how to basically heal all of those things. So I guess they were trying to tell me that record this video because the way you feel, people who are going to watch this video, they're going to land onto this video exactly when they are feeling the same. And this is your confirmation that you have trauma. Yes. And I'm going to tell you how do you feel when you have trauma, how to know when you have trauma, and what trauma does to you. Okay, let's get started. One thing about trauma that I would love to tell you that if you deal with a lot of negative thoughts and if you can't come out of that negative thought, understand that for the fact that there is a trauma that you cannot get out of. Now, when you have a trauma, whenever you get a negative thought, you can't let this thought go. And with this thought, it actually starts affecting your physical body. So when you're thinking about some particular person and you start getting anxiety, and with that anxiety, you start feeling very low and you start getting body aches, understand that there is a trauma. There is some kind of trauma that's actually triggering you. Okay. So this is what trauma does to you. If you have trauma, understand that you can't have control towards your negative mindset, negative thoughts. And with that negative thought, the negative thought and emotion will be so strong that it will start affecting your physical body. The trauma affects 7 bodies of our self. Yes, there are 7 bodies, and we will definitely talk about it. So do not forget to watch this video completely because there is going to be so much of knowledge that I'm going to give you in this video. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about what exactly happens after being in trauma. Okay, trauma is not something that you develop in 2 or 3 days. Okay, it takes a lot of time to sulk in. Trauma must have started to you when you were in childhood. So, whoever is watching this video, it might happen that you guys had a very traumatic childhood and it started from your childhood. Whatever happened in your childhood stays with you. And what exactly does, what kind of behavioral changes trauma gives you? First, it makes you very, very sensitive. You will be a sensitive person. You will obviously choose what movies you have to see because you can't see all movies. You will be very selective about seeing particular movie because you feel that if this movie will trigger this thing, that means I'll feel very anxious and I'll start feeling very low, and it becomes very difficult for you to come out of that situation. If someone is feeling low and if someone is going through something, it will start affecting you as well because you become energy sensitive. Yes. When you have trauma, you actually become energy sensitive. The second thing is hyper vigilant. You actually start being very hyper. You will realize that whenever you have to go somewhere, you will never reach there on time. And if even if you're reaching there on time, you'll reach either prior to the time or maybe late. These are the two options. It's not on time always. And you get very hyper. Like if there is certain things that you have to do, everything starts happening in a fast forward mode. It is not something that happens peacefully. Even if you start getting ready for like 2 to 3 hours later, something comes up and then you get late, or maybe you get stuck at some place and you have to do things in a very fast forward way, and you get very impatient, you get very hyper, you react to things very easily. So even the slightest things creates a reactive energy in you. So for example, if someone has not told you about something that I'm going here or I'm going there, and you suddenly see a story of that person and you get very shocked about uh, where this person is and why did this person not tell me. Now, in this situation, there are two options a person can do. One, call them and ask them where you are, what happened, is everything fine? Second, how can you not tell me? How can you not tell me? Are you hiding something? So you are always triggered and you are always very hyper reactive. Why? Because that actually triggers your trauma. Because that is actually something that you are ready for. So when you are in trauma, when your body has trauma, you're always ready for something. You, because your childhood was very and unpredictable, you think that the life is going to be very unpredictable. If I'm recording this video, I will have a fear in my mind that, oh my God, will my mates come right now? Will I have to stop recording this video? What will I do if I get a call? Am I looking right? So these all things will go on your back of the mind. So it is like you're never emptied. You're always hyper vigilant. You're always ready for unpredictable situation. You feel that anything can happen anytime, and you always think negative about those situations. So this is what exactly it does to you. The last one, which is extremely important and which is something that you might not know, is you become prone to pain. Now, in other words, you become addicted to pain. Now, you are going to ask me, ma'am, how do you know that you are addicted to pain? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a small example. Okay. So, you have a baby and you start feeding the baby a specific type of food, okay, that you like, or maybe that you feel that it is good for the baby. You start feeding that baby every day for like 25 years till the person becomes 20, till the baby becomes 25. The baby is aware that this food is something that I have to take every day because it's since the childhood I have been taking this food. But suddenly, after nowhere, the baby starts getting affected, and the baby realizes that the food intake that I have been doing is not healthy for me, okay, is actually acting against me and it's actually harming me. It will not be possible for the baby to completely change the lifestyle and completely change the food habits. It will take a lot of time for the person to adapt something really new in his or her life. Why? Because the body gets used to that thing. So we have seven chakras. You can see here all the seven chakras. We have seven chakras, and the seven chakras will eat and feed on what you give to them. They feed on emotions, they feed on your thoughts, everything. Okay. So if in the childhood you got a trauma incident, if it is so strong, it will sit on your chakra. One of your chakra, it can be solar plexus, throat chakra, it can be all the chakras can get affected with emotions or low vibration emotions. Okay. If you do not know what low vibration emotions are, I'm going to place it right here. These are all the low vibration emotions. And these low vibration emotions have elements that starts getting stick to your solar plexus or maybe your chakras. Now, what happens after it gets stick to it? Okay. It's like an element on your chakra. Now it starts feeding it. And the chakras does not know that this is harmful for me. They are just feeding on it. They're just using it to create energy. And now what is happening? You're filled with all of those negative energies. Now, when you start your healing sessions, okay, so the first can be all chakra cleansing. The second can be, psychotherapy or maybe energy healing, wherein your energy worker might tell you that we will have to release all of those elements stuck on your chakra. So you can obviously use healing modalities like Reiki, pranic healing, and whatnot. There are a lot of healing modalities right now. Okay, you have vast range of it. But if you do not know any healing modality and if you do not want to heal yourself through someone else, then that is the reason I'm making this video for you, to give you extra knowledge how to know you have trauma and how it affects you. So now what happens when the chakra starts feeding on it, the chakra does not know that it's harmful. The chakra starts feeding on it. And what happens is, I have told you multiple times, universe does not give you what you want. Universe gives you what you are. So the energy that you create, you always attract similar kind of people who are affected by pain. And you start and you think that why is everyone going through the same shit that I am? because you can advise that person, yes, and you start advising that person and you realize for a fact that how you are completely surrounded with painful people and heartbroken people, because that is you are reflecting yourself. And you will also realize, one more example I will give you, how to know that you're addicted to pain: when you can't listen to any happy songs, when you are completely addicted to painful songs like sad songs, you really like listening to them. You cannot get along with friends who are happy. You cannot get along with free soul friends or free spirited friends who are very happy. You will always get along with friends who are in a painful situation, who have something to share with you. Okay. So, with that, you suck in a lot of energy. Obviously, you will take a lot of energy of the person who is in pain because you're energy sensitive. So, that is how it affects and that is how it multiplies. So, your trauma gets multiplies every time you feed in pain to your chakras. So you start getting addicted to that pain. And I've written down something, I'm going to read it. Slowly, our attention goes so much towards pain and move and more trying to avoid it. So the more you start thinking about pain, and so the more you start thinking about that, I don't want this anymore, the more you will go towards it because you're actually thinking about it. I hope this is very clear, and I hope that you understood what exactly trauma does and how exactly trauma makes you as a person. So, if it resonated with you, if these all things are resonating with you, then welcome. We are going to start the healing process, and I'm going to tell you how to start. Okay. Sabse pehle, it's very, very important for you to write down certain things. Understand, you have to know yourself. You have to understand that why exactly you're feeling like this, what incident has triggered all of these things. You have to revisit everything. Yes, it might sound boring, but it is very important for you. These are some smaller steps that you can take to not reach to a bigger energy worker and not give so much of money to actually heal yourself. Step by step, you are going to heal yourself. And in this whole process, you are going to know a lot about yourself and you will start loving yourself. This is also the step number two. After boundaries, you have to know yourself. You need to know yourself. Why are you creating boundaries? You're actually creating them so that you can be with you. You can know yourself. And how do you know yourself? These are some questions that you need to answer. Okay. Sabse pehle, these questions are basically the questions that will help you to protect you from being hurt. Okay. The question number one is, why do I respond like that? Look at an incident. For example, if I got on a call of mom and something just triggered me, and then I started screaming, and then I cut the call, and you have to ask yourself, what went wrong? Why did I get triggered? And why exactly I reacted in a specific way? So notice your reactions. When are you reacting? Why are you reacting? You have to notice everything and you have to write down. You have to take a notebook of like 100 pages or something, write down all of these questions, and every day when you feel yourself that you have reacted, you have to fill it. You have to fill these questions that, okay, why did I react like this? Why do I feel like this about a specific thing, about a specific person? Okay. The second question is, why is that memory so important to me? If you are revisiting something that might happen in the past, why are you making that memory so strong? Why is that memory so important to you? You have to write it down. What exactly happened that you are not able to let go of that memory and it is still stuck here, which has already happened and is not going to happen in the future? Why exactly it is still affecting you? Why exactly you're still thinking about it? This is the second question that you have to answer. The third question that you have to answer is, who do I trust? Who is the person who I trust the most, and who is the person who I do not trust at all? Who are those people? You have to list it down. It's very important. Next is, what would happen if I tell how I feel to specific people? If you trust those people, how are they going to react? If you do not trust these people, how are they going to react? You need to have clarity. Traumatic people do not have clear visions. They don't think clearly because they are traumatic people and they are only and only going to feel pain and they are going to think pain and they are going to take decisions that is going to give them pain. So it's very important to jot it down. It's very important to write it down. Sit and write down so that you have clarity. Okay, what will happen? How will people react if I tell them that I have faced this, that I have these things? How are they going to treat you and how are they going to react towards you? Okay. And the last question that is very important, that a lot of people will find it very difficult to fill, and I found it very difficult to fill, is How would you feel? Sorry. How would I choose to live if I felt completely free? For example, if I take away all the pain that you have felt and if I take away all that you are dealing with, how will you choose to live? Will you be able to live like that? How would I choose to live if I felt completely free? And I'm so sure that in the first instance of writing this, it will become very difficult for you to write it down because you do not know how to live away from these things. You can't live away from drama. You can't live away from painful things because that is how um, you are trained. You are trained to live like that. So you have to write it down. How will you choose to live if everything that you are feeling is taken away from you? What all things are you going to do for yourself? How you are going to live your life? These are the certain questions that you need to answer. Okay.